Welcome to this Microgen how-to demonstration. I'm Sue Harper, and today I'm going to show you how to deploy a project to your database. Once you have completed your project, you can now deploy it to your database. There are two ways of doing it, either manually or directly from your project. You can return to your workspace and expand the database node and find the schema where you want to deploy your project. In my example, I'm going to deploy my project to the Oracle database to the HR schema. I'll select my project and just drag it down to the node that I want to deploy it on. A database deployment settings dialog is invoked. You can specify whether you want to either create the objects or create and replace them should they already exist. And you can also specify the types of objects that you want to create. In this example, I've only got tables selected, but you could say that you want your attached scripts to be executed, and you also want procedures, sequences, and views to be created. By default, the execution is processed using the command line utility of the given database type, in our case Oracle. You can select the Use Built-in connection if possible, to ensure that the database uses the specific built-in drivers, but if you have at least one attached DB script, the command line utility is used anyway. Click OK to deploy your project to the database. Alternatively, you can specify on your project setting what the default database is. In our case, we have selected Oracle, and the default schema in that database. By selecting the Advanced button, you invoke that same database deployment settings dialog, and you can once again specify whether you want your procedure, sequence, and the attached scripts to be executed. If I say OK here, I can then ensure that deploy to default database destination will pick up the settings that I have just set and deploy my project, so I don't need to drag it down onto the specific schema. Notice that you can also create a SQL deployment package. The SQL deployment package will contain generated SQL scripts ready for execution. So it compiles an executable SQL script based on your external data format definitions, views, procedures, and triggers, all defined in your project. And you can then execute it either in the SQL editor in Microgen DBClarity or in any third-party SQL editor. Thank you for watching this demonstration. To download DBClarity Developer, find more information, including product workshops and more training videos, visit our website at microgen.com/DBClarity.